Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. We're finally at the point where we can craft our first piece of Ancient Legendary equipment. For those of you that don't know what this is, I'm going to explain it within this video and tell you why this gear is the next level of gear and probably beyond as we go throughout the game. So, as you can see right here, there are required materials, ancient artifacts that you're going to be able to attain so that you can craft one of these pieces of gear. As you can see, it requires 100 pieces of these ancient artifacts, and they're not the easiest things to come by. If you click on Get More, you'll notice that you can get them from Reliquary raids, you can get them from your codex, your daily reward chests, which you could only get one of those chests per day, and your daily dungeon rewards. So it definitely limits and kind of time gates how quickly you can craft this type of gear. Also keep in mind that once you get to the next Inferno difficulty, this gear could become subpar and you're going to want to recraft the next pieces for that next Inferno difficulty, as you do with your typical gear that we normally use inside of the game. Now, if you come over here and you go, let's say you go to your bag and you're like, okay, yes, I have all of the pieces that we need right here. I have 100 of them. I'm ready to go. But then you come over here to the blacksmith, you go to item crafting, and you go to Ancient Legendary, and it says 0 of 100. Why can't I craft this? Well, super easy, guys. There's a drop down right here. You just have to switch it to the proper Inferno difficulty, and then you have the items. Notice up top there are artifacts for level 7, Inferno 8, and for Inferno 9. Now, I also suspect that as time goes on, part of the grind inside of the game is going to be more than just helmets. Let's take a look at my bag and my stuff right here. The Ancient Helmet, this is the only slot that we can get one of these pieces of equipment in right now. Now, it figures for me, this is my best piece of gear that I'm wearing, right? With the highest combat rating at least. So I'm removing my best to put in even better, which I guess is a good thing. But over time, we could see a chest piece that's an ancient, we could see shoulders, legs, secondaries, and primaries as well, which would make it quite a grind to get the materials needed to actually craft all of these every time we go to a new Inferno or Hell difficulty. Actually, it's Inferno difficulty. But when you think about it, gear maxes out at level 30. That may not change. That could be just how it is. In the past, I thought maybe it'll go up to 40, 45, 50, but I actually like the idea of it remaining at this level and then us taking the next level of gear through getting these ancient artifacts. So let's go ahead and do this now. I want to take a look at the actual ones that are available to us and tell you which one I'm going to choose. Now, I did get a sneak peek at these when I was over at Blizzard HQ, testing out the Druid a month and a half ago, maybe it was already. And what I found while there was the Horn Splitters was my favorite. Now notice, the combat rating, all the attributes on all of these are going to be the same. Everything is the same on all of them. You're getting 4 different attributes and you're getting a much higher combat rating than we're seeing from any piece of gear that you're probably wearing already. But it's really about the magic attributes, and notice they're all going to have many magic attributes. I like Horn Splitter's Spirit because it has beneficial effect duration increased. That's something you're always looking for, and if you don't know what that is, that's what allows you to have your skills used more often. Critical hit chance increased. Yes, that's one of the best substats you're looking for in your gear, and critical hit damage is also increased right there. You'll have to essence transfer required and curse property required. That's with all of them. Now, damage while moving is the special one here, and honestly, I don't find damage while moving that special. Maybe a little bit if you're using a class that's just running around utilizing skills, but this, in my opinion, is my favorite. This is the one that I'm going to be crafting for you guys very shortly, but I do want to take a look at the other ones as well. This one right here, the Unveiled Secret, damage is increased by 6% when attacking enemies from behind. I never did like that. There's this legendary gem that buffs that as well, and I never did like it. Accuracy increased, damage to enemies while below 30% life, damage to players. The only reason why I could see certain players wanting this one is because of the damage to players with the Unveiled Secrets, but at the same time, I would prefer to have the crit chance from the Horn Splitter's Spirit. First Strike is an interesting one. Here, your primary attacks have a 5% chance or a 25% chance during ultimate to trigger Shivering Breath when hitting an enemy. I actually was looking at this morning and I reached out to some friends and like, how good is this? Like, is this better than Horn Splitters? And the consensus was that it was not, but it still is a really good one. It unleashes the power of Vatath, the Shivering Death, conjuring 2 clones of Vatath to relieve waves of cold, dealing 70,000 damage and chilling enemies for 3 seconds. So a really cool effect that does quite a bit of damage would come out of this. The problem is it's only a 5% chance that it happens. Either way, I thought this one was cool. I wouldn't hate it if I had this one on there. Plus it chills enemies as well. Primary attacks have an 8% chance to explode on hit. Attack speed is increased. Primary attack damage is increased. For primary attackers, this one here is pretty strong actually if you're going to be heavy on the primary attack. I like First Strike. Then we have Eager Trigger's Sight. Picking up a health globe is a 24% chance of reset skills on cooldown. Cool, but not something that I would rely on. Attack speed, skill cooldowns, skill damage, all increased by 3%. This one's not bad if you're heavy on skills and you're all a skill build and maybe you're looking for a piece that you could use while doing some open world farming so you can continuously reset those skills. But this would not be one of my favorites. And then we have Grave Runner. Evasion rating is increased by 8%. Right now, this is gonna change based off of the class that you are, I believe. Invasion rating is increased by 0.8 every nearby enemy up to a maximum of 8%. Evading any attacks grants you a shield. I like that. Damage taken from players reduced, and loss of control durability reduced. Duration reduced by 6%. Not bad either. Again, this one is not my favorite. My 2 favorites are Horn Splitters and First Strike. Horn Splitter, though, is the one that I'm going to craft. Again, notice it says that I have no materials. It's because I have it set on Inferno 8. I'm going to switch it to Inferno 7. I'm going to craft this piece of gear. Boom. There it is, baby. The first one that we've crafted. And now, having crafted this, it really is going to give me a good bump. It actually, wait a second. Why is it saying the combat? I thought let's take a look at something real quick. Oh, that's because of the difficulty we were at. It's 2,659 when you're at Inferno 7. When you go to Inferno 8, the combat rating goes higher, and Inferno 9, that's even locked right now. So now I have this helm sitting right here. It is higher combat rating. The attributes are better. It's a good piece. Although the critical hit chance is actually going to be decreased a little bit from the one that I'm wearing, which is actually crazy. But overall, it is a better piece. It doesn't have, I'm gonna have to inherit the essence. So we're gonna equip, transfer the essence into it right here. Boom, we got a bunch of arrows up. That's usually a good sign. And now the only thing that does need to be done here is I need to get the proper cursed properties on it, because right now it has nothing. Let's see what I actually have for my cursed properties right now. We need one more piece of wired. So let's go to our services. Let's go purify, and we need to get wired on this thing. Right now it's sitting with the tested. We're gonna just keep on slamming through this until we actually get wired, which, as you guys know, could take a while. Finally, that actually did take a while. So we got the new attribute. Our cursed properties are looking good. The new piece of gear is intact. As you can see, cursed properties are 4-piece wired, 4-piece nettled. We have the piece of gear, our first Ancient Legendary, slotted in with some additional combat rating, beneficial effects, all these other nice things here. It is an improvement, but keep in mind, when we get to the next difficulty level, the next Inferno difficulty level, which as it sits right now, I'm at 962, which is 12 levels above Server Paragon, and at the point of recording this, it's Saturday, so I'll probably get up one more level before the next week starts. We only have about 5 weeks before we could start utilizing the other ones, and I'm going to be looking to recraft and create more of them. So it's going to be more about farming the materials needed for that, but that's about the game, man. It's about the grind, and it's about always trying to get yourself new and better gear on your toon so that you could just improve. I mean, that's ARPGs for you. You gotta love it. Let me know what Ancient Legendary pieces of gear you chose when you had your choice, and let me know if you even got to that point yet. I know many of you may not even have been there. Guys, have a great day. Remember, I'll be live streaming every single day next week, and I would love for you guys to come through. We're typically starting around 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. Eastern time. Love to see you guys there. Have a great day and be good.